Today, we're going to talk about many different topics that are important for nowadays perspectives. First of all, the task of our time. We're going to talk about this conversation about like the task of our time. And what do I mean with the task of our time? Well, actually, uh, we live in an era where every generation thinks it has the hardest, but honestly, we might be the first one with a legitimate argument. Yeah, we might be the first ones because our ancestors has to fight wars, cross oceans, survive plagues, and we have to do all of that emotionally while pretending to be available on Slack. We are the first civilizations to experience existential dread in 4K. Can you believe it? And the tasks of our time are confusing, very confusing indeed. Not because they are impossible, but because they are come disguised as convenience. And let me go deeper in that thing. Our task: optimize your personal brand, curate your identity, curate your identity, whatever that means. Curate your identity, optimize your personal brand, like some Lagrangian. You are in a Lagrangian multiplier, and you have to be the maxima of some sort of restriction function, and you optimize your personal brand. Like if there is a mathematical formula, you have to follow. Nonsense. Curate your identity, whatever that means. What does it mean, curate your identity? Monetize your hobbies. Your hobbies now are monetizable. What else? Monetize the kiss you give to your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Monetize it. Monetize love. Well, actually, they are monetizing it. We won't go in any further detail. Be authentic, but also scalable. Be authentic, but also scalable. Those are controversial. Those are very controversial objectives that is quite natural that we live in one of the more anxious societies, the more anxious generations of our times that consume more dopamine, consume more anxiolytics than anyone. Our task, notice say human flourishing, like turning your soul into a subscription. That's a task. Nothing says human flourishing. So human flourishing, it's gonna solve your problems, it's gonna solve your issues. So like turning yourself into a subscription. You buy a subscription, and now you are human flourishing. Task number one of our time is attention. Attention is the key. We have more information than any generation in history, and somehow less understanding. This is very important. We have more information per generation in history, but less understanding. Understanding is quite different to have information available. Is quite different. You pull down to refresh. You don't know why. You are not looking for news. You are looking for assurance that you still exist. And sometimes you win a like a notification, a little digital unknown from the universe, and your brain goes, "This is love." Suddenly, you know someone, that someone answer you, and you say, "This is love," and you fall in love. Bullshit. Religion used to tell you what you were. Nation used to tell you who you were. Those are quite dangerous advices. Let me tell you. Family used to tell you why you were. Now identity as DIY project and instructions are written by advertiser. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, they say, even in Disney Pixar movies. Then they sell you the outfit, the ideology, and the skincare routine for your personality for your personality type. The task number three, power, because also change shape. It used to be kings and armies. Now it's algorithms and paperwork. We don't live under tyranny. We live under the terms and conditions, which is another way in which tyranny works. Auto renewal is the most successful political philosophy of our era. Not because it's persuasive, because it's pre-checked. And what is the task here? To remember that a society can be politely enslaved without anyone ever raising their voice. Task number four, community. Still exists? Still exists your community? Do you know something about your community? Let me tell you something about an experiment. We design Let me tell you an experiment we designed. Uh, we designed an experiment in which we make a cohort trying to build a paraboloid. So that paraboloid is composed of a segment. A segments compounds the paraboloid. So in each paraboloid, there are 500 lyrics, 500 random lyrics. Those 500 random lyrics represent the ontology of the understanding of love. The first random block was some random seed of music talking about the idealization of the person, talking about the disease that is talking about there so many times, the part of falling in love. Falling in love are the first three building block of this paraboloid. And then it goes to a climax, but each block has 500 musician, 500 lyrics, 500 lyrics representing the essence. What we found, it is interesting that is that the Spanish language represent the higher peak compared with other languages. So, but we also make those other question that we think is important, that we thought was important. Well, if we define love as an ontology, the ontology of love as a process in which a person is enchanted in somehow, get with the lyrics of falling in love, get with the lyrics of getting happy and living after them. In the same experiment, them in the same experiment, we make another question. We make another question. Sorry, let me answer something that I have here. So you just let me see this. Okay. Okay, sorry. So then we ask and then we ask other question. The question was, okay, if love were in this way, how about desire? And we make the same building process. We design eight eight uh, eight lengths. We design a 500 lyrics represented each leg, and so on. And what we found with desire was totally different with love. Desire is in almost every language has the same pattern. Is flattern. It's almost flattern. There is no such thing as a parabola, a paraboloid, as a quadratic way, a quadratic design. No, it is more flattern. So this this is very interesting and guide us to our last question. Our last question was, what about the music which relates desire with money and power? And was very tricky. Was very tricky because it was like a flattern pattern between across all cultures. It's very interesting because the ontology that once represent love as an ontology, as an eros, as an eros, eh, that at the same time this love it is moving the desire, and at this and the same time desire moves through getting things, getting material stuffs in order to keep the arrow living. But we found that this buckle of feeding this this regime, this logistic regime, this sigmoidal sigmoidal regime has changed. Now capitalism has become the common coin of love and understanding and friendship, which is pretty dangerous in order to build a society in which the cooperation are the main mechanisms. Uh, these take us apart our humanity. So, having in mind that, and well, thank you for your attention. Have a great day. We wanna follow this task every day. So, bye bye.